Hi, everyone. Hi, all 10 of you. Welcome back.
Hi, daughters.
Oh, well, Tess was wondering what we should call the people who listen to the podcast, and we never landed on something. You were thinking daughters.
I thought daughters would be cute because it's a mom podcast.
Yeah.
And we don't have children.
So
y'all are going to be our children.
Yes, our daughters. Even if you're a boy, you're our daughter.
You're our daughter.
Or a they.
Yes, you're also our daughter.
I need the gay community to rally around and support me, a white bisexual woman. So guys, please show out for this. Thank you. But yes, welcome back to another episode of What'd Mom Say? I'm Hannah.
I'm Tess.
And this is what we're doing.
This is what we do. I wanted to ask you, do you want to be a mom? We've talked about it before.
Yeah, that's a complicated question. I think I do, but I also know this is what Drew Offwallow says, and I love that woman. And I was listening to her memoir last year, and she was talking about whether or not she wanted to be a mom, and the way she put it was like, if it's not a hell yes, then it is a hell no. So that is in my brain a lot now when I'm thinking about motherhood and becoming a parent.
Yes.
I think when I was younger, I always envisioned myself being a mom. And as I get older, I'm like, oh, that seems really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because I am in a relationship with a person that I would want to co-parent with. I think, yes, this would be a good person to have around a child.
Have a kid, get divorced, and co-parent with them?
Wait, what? why are you
co-parenting implies that the couple has divorced and they're still raising their kids together.
I thought it just literally meant you're parenting together.
I think so. Let me double check on that. But
okay, I don't want to get divorced. I don't want my woman to leave me.
Yeah, it's a collaborative arrangement where separated or unmarried parents share the responsibility of raising their children.
I don't claim that. I don't want to co-parent.
Although I will say,
her.
I think if you have kids with someone, you should, and you want to get married, marry someone that you could get divorced with. Because, well, from my personal experience, I nanny for a family that is divorced. I don't know if I've said that before on the podcast, but they do not co-parent well. And that's where a lot of the issues come up in my job, is actually between the two parents. And I'm like, okay, this shows me that I don't ever want to get married to someone that I couldn't divorce in a kind way, right? If we got divorced, we'd still be chill. We're on the same page. The kids are what's most important. Let's have the same rules in each house. Yada, yada, yada.
If you're going to divorce someone, make sure they're a good person.
Yeah, yeah.
And the reason you're divorcing is not because you think they're a bad person. Because
yes.
I remember my long-term relationship that I had before this, I would literally think I would not want to have children with this person. I would not want this person to be around my children, and how are you gonna yell at me in front of my child?
Yes.
I don't want to be treated meanly in front of a kid.
That would
be a bummer for the kid and for me.
It's gonna teach that kid.
And I'd be like, how I picture myself at 40 years old getting scolded. I'm like, how am I gonna get scolded when I'm a grown woman? I can't do that. So
yeah, it's embarrassing. Kids gonna be like, what the fuck, mom? You have no backbone.
Yeah, it's okay. It is tough. But yeah, I'm with someone now who I know would be a good parent and co-parent, I guess, but I would really not like to divorce.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it because we went to a birthday party for a 1-year-old. And this one of Nikki's friends, she produces the cutest children with her husband. These babies are so cute, but
sound like a weird eugenist right now.
Yeah, okay.
You guys need to keep having children. They come out so good.
They do. They really do. But we were so overstimulated after the birthday party because it was a group of small babies and children. Like, you have two over here, like, jumping all over the couch that we're all sitting on. And then, like, one little girl just fell down and she's, like, screaming. And, like, the other kids are, like, playing Don't Touch the Floor with a balloon. It's like, so much noise. And I know when you have 1 to 2 children, it's maybe not as much noise as like 10 babies in a room, but we left that. I asked her, how do you feel about having children after we were at this birthday party?
That's probably not the best time to ask.
No, I know. And I liked her answer. She said, that is something we can explore maybe in 5 years. So I'm like, yeah, we're still engaged. We're not married yet. We need to plan all that. We would need a bigger space than like the 1-bedroom condo we live in. There's a lot of elements that would have to change in my life. So I feel like it's hard to come up with a solid answer to that question because my life is not set up I don't have a nest to have a child. And then we also talk about, would we want to adopt? How would we want to have a child? You have to be extra intentional when you're two ladies.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm very selfish about this because I really want you to have a kid.
I know you've said that.
I want to be an auntie.
I would love to see you be an aunt, and I would love to see our parents be grandparents. I think this would be really cute.
I just think it'd be so cute if you had... I told you this too, I think a while ago, because I was looking at old baby photos and I was like, if I have a kid, I want it to look like you when you were a kid.
You were such a cute baby too.
I know, but you were so cute, and I was like, I want little versions of us, basically.
That's sweet, yeah.
It'd be cute also if we had them at the same time. I have no idea if I actually want to do it for real.
Yeah, it's a big decision.
I was talking to a friend last night about this because she just became a mom recently. Also 2 ladies, so it was very intentional for them. But I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do it. She was like, I felt that way in my 20s, but once I hit 35, I was like, okay, now I want to have a kid. And then she told me about all this crazy stuff that happened right before the kid was born. And I was like, you're really not selling me on having a kid right now.
I'm excited because we're going to have her on the podcast in a few weeks. So
yes,
I would love to talk to another gay mom. I think a kid turns out a little bit cooler if they have 2 moms.
Yeah, I mean, her kid is really cool. It's really cute. Like,
okay.
The cutest baby.
Yeah. But I mean, I know Nikki would like to have kids, but we are also both, I think, in the same place of like, our lives are really not set up for that right now. And that is we both are like, that is so stressful. And you kind of sacrifice your life in some ways to have a child. Like, it is not about you anymore. It's just not.
Yeah. You have to, not have as much fun.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, speaking of children that are not fully biological.
Oh, okay.
I do have a Reddit story for us today that I just found. Are you ready to hear it?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
All right. This is coming from the subreddit called Today I Fucked Up. And this is the title. The title is... This is a year old, by the way. It's not that old.
I could get to the story. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Today I fucked up by discovering my mom's father is not her biological father.
Oh.
Back in high school, about 2018 or 2019, I did an ancestry DNA test, and while searching through matches, I discovered a last name I hadn't heard on either side of the family before. Curry. Fake last name in case a family member comes across this. Thank you.
Okay.
Neither parent knew of any Currys in their family trees, but since I was pretty new to the genealogy game, I brushed it off. Over the past few months, I've gotten back into genealogy again and have done significant research on both sides of the family. Yet somehow, it was only a few days ago that I really realized there were no McMillan, my mother's maiden name, also fake for the purpose of this post, and any of my DNA matches. So I'm looking through all of my matches and their family trees a bit more thoroughly, and I realize that there are definitely no McMillans and that there are more than just one or two Currys. There are many. They're also all related to each other and a bunch of other people I couldn't quite place within my family tree. But here's the thing that should have set me and my mother off sooner. My maternal grandmother's old boss's last name was Curry.
Oh my God.
We just thought this was a cool coincidence
very cool.
Back in 2018, and we also didn't know which side of the family this Curry was from, so we didn't think much else of it. And so I'm looking through all these Currys, and immediately I remembered that my grandmother's old boss, a man with whom she worked with for decades at a little shop in town, was a Curry. A little bit of external research, and I'm able to figure out that he is also, in fact, related to the Currys that I'm related to, and all of the pieces fall into place. I've reached out to one of my Curry relatives and explained the situation. She's been very understanding and welcoming and has provided some additional info on my biological grandfather's family. My biological grandfather, the Curry, is dead. His only child, my mother's only sibling, whom she never even met, is dead too and was adopted. So even if he was alive, a DNA test would be not possible. I was also able to reach out to some McMillans that I should have been related to and confirmed with them that they'd taken DNA tests and that we were not in fact related. So I'm fairly certain this is not some sort of grand mistake. I've told my siblings and they've been pretty understanding of the whole thing. It's just strange because so much of my mother's identity was wrapped up in being a McMillan, which rubbed off on us as kids. My oldest sister's middle name is McMillan. She did a Highland dance as a kid and wore the McMillan tartan. My brother wrote his university thesis on our grandfather's WW World War II regiment.
www.com.
WWII. Even though he's dead and died before I was born, he's still always been such a big part of our lives. And for what? Then there's my mom. My grandmother and grandfather, the man who raised my mom, are both dead. So it's not like there's any conversation to be had. She is an only child, so there's no one for her to talk to and process this with. She had a rocky relationship with her mother to begin with, so this certainly wouldn't help. But my mom idolized her dad.
Okay.
This would have been devastating to her, and so much of her identity was based around her identity as a McMillan, which she apparently never was. My siblings and I are torn about how to break this to her, or if she would even do it at all. Again, her parents are dead, her biological father is dead, and her only brother, who she doesn't even know about, died in 2017. She has a niece, apparently, who was also adopted, but would she even want to meet her? Should we keep this a secret from her and not ruin her perception of her father and her family as a whole? I know family is who you love, but heritage and culture mean a lot to her, and all of her relatives from her dad's side that she grew up with. For her to learn that they're not actually related to her would wreck her. But would she want to know the truth? TLDR, accidentally discovered that my mom's dad is not her biological dad. We know who her biological dad is, but should we tell her and ruin her whole identity?
No. Don't tell her. She's going to die.
Really?
Well, how old do we know how old her mom is?
I would assume if she was in high school around 2018, 2019, her mom's probably in her 50s or 60s.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if it's...
Would you want to know if Papa wasn't our dad?
I think I would want to know, but we talk about this... We joke about this because we look so similar and we definitely look like both of our parents. Like you can see the resemblance on both sides. So we're like, we're definitely related. Like
that's true.
There's no questioning that. But that is a really weird predicament. And that is like a really weird time in your life to have your whole reality shattered.
Yeah.
As to who you are. It's so unsatisfying that all these people are dead because
no questions answered.
I would, if I found this out and both of our parents were dead and I didn't have any sibling to talk to, I'd be like, I'm not going to get any level of answers I would want. Like, I want to know what was going on with you and your boss. Like, what was this?
Well, obviously she had an affair with her boss.
I know, but I feel
Like there's no other answer.
what was
to
going
that.
on? Y'all, they fucked.
Like you can't get a DNA test, but it was obviously her boss. Come on, she worked with him for years.
Yeah, I know. It's just you're not getting any level of like. Did the boss know that he had this kid? Like,
I don't know.
Did
Probably
they know
not.
the whole time? Did her own father know? Like, there's all these unknowns, and it's not.
Yeah,
you can't connect with any of the people that were directly a part of.
She could go see a medium.
I need to settle. I need to. It's gonna get messy in the afterlife.
There's the part of this that bothers me is that everyone knows except her. Like, I think if there was something that everyone in my, like, all my kids knew, this whole new side of the family knows, these other McMillans know, and I'm the only one who doesn't know, and it's really only affecting me. Yeah. That would kind of like, I would be upset if I was like, wow, everyone kept this from me, because for curiosity purposes, like, I would kind of want to know that. And also, like, medical history is kind of a really important thing.
That's true, but her real dad's dead. Like, yeah, I guess someone could relay the medical history to her that is in this McMillan family tree, but that's true. Yeah. It is good to know medical history, family history of certain illnesses, and it is tough to keep a secret from someone when they're the only ones that don't know something. I have a hard time keeping a secret. How do you feel about keeping secrets?
It depends. Like, I'm always going to tell you because you're my sister.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at keeping secrets, especially if it's coming from someone I really love. I'm not going to like blast their shit everywhere. Like, I'm a very loyal person. This is crazy. What this one person said. Most people in the comments are saying, don't tell her.
Yeah.
But this one person said, I wouldn't say anything about it to the mom. Things were completely different many years ago. You mentioned a rocky relationship between mom and grandma. Could it be that the mom is a product of rape? It wouldn't be the first time that a presumably older and wealthy business owner felt some entitlement towards a younger female employee. Telling mom could be opening a Pandora's box. I'm like, that's really dark.
That is dark. But yeah, that's why I'm like, you're not going to get any answers as to what was this dynamic and who knew and who didn't know. Did the mom even know? Like, if she was having sex with her boss and her husband at the same time?
I don't know. OP responded to that comment. They said, my siblings and I have wondered what the circumstances regarding my mom's conception could be. And since everyone from that time is dead, we'll likely never know. You won't. You will never know. This has certainly crossed our minds and could explain a lot of the tension between my grandmother and my mom. And mum. Oh, I think they're
British.
They're a little British, or they're
Irish.
Or
Curry
and McMillan sound Irish as fuck.
Yeah. She said something about her brother wearing a tartan or something. I don't know what that is.
Yes, and her doing a Highland dance. They're Irish.
What is a tartan? Can we find that? Is it Irish or Scottish?
It's a Scottish pattern cloth featuring interlocking horizontal and vertical bands. Okay, it's like the typical, like the plaid. Okay. Just say it's plaid. Why are we...
All right.
Horizontal and vertical bands.
I mean, I guess I maybe would want to know the personality of this lady's mom. Like,
they're Scottish.
A little bit.
They're Scottish, so they're probably... I assume
they're probably... Like, I probably can't understand what they're saying.
I assume they're like pretty keep it to the chest. Like, they don't talk about this stuff. So that has really pissed me off that like you cannot ask anyone who was there what happened. Like, even her biological brother is dead. Like, he can't even tell her about her dad.
Yeah.
Like what he was like. But she does have a niece.
Yeah, I guess there's maybe something to be said for this mom has lost all of her parents who she knew and didn't know, and this could be a way to connect with other family, but it's very complicated and weird.
Yeah.
But to the point you were making of that person was making about the relationship being tense, that might give this woman's mother insight as to why her relationship with her own mother was tense and complicated.
I'm usually of the mindset, like, the more you know, the better. And maybe it could help her with something. I don't know.
Sometimes the more you know, the worse that you can be.
The top comment on this says, biologically, she isn't a McMillan, but she grew up as one. I don't see it any different as somebody being adopted. She is a McMillan. My 2 cents, she didn't look it up, so why break it to her family? And OP responded and said, this is my reasoning too. I can live with the secret for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life. An interesting thing to add, while talking to one of my new Curry cousins yesterday, she said her mother, whose uncle would be my biological grandfather, told her that apparently there was a rumor in their family that he had fathered a child with my grandmother. So I wonder how much my mother truly knows. She can play the ignorance card incredibly well and ignore whatever she wants to for as long as she wants to. Okay. I had actually bought her a DNA test to do herself years ago that she's never taken. I wonder if that's a bit of a blessing.
Okay. This gives me insight into the mom's personality, because I was saying, what is this mother's personality? Because if it were our mom, I think our mom would want to know.
Yes.
But if it's someone who is a little bit more rigid and likes to ignore really hard, difficult things, this is not a person that, if you're breaking this news to them, you need to have an intention as to why it is important for you to be revealing this family secret. Yeah. Like, what is my intention of letting my mom know that her whole reality is not?
That's so true. Especially if she's like, seems like she maybe doesn't want to know that kind of stuff.
What you should do is you should do that typical thing where you tell someone a story that is about your friend. And be like, Mom, my friend found out that her grandpa, her dad was not her dad. Should her friend tell the, like,
yeah. Yeah. It's when her mom be like, that's so weird because actually my dad's not my real dad. Like, wait, you know?
Yeah.
This also is like, it's kind of funny. She's like, I'm talking to one of my new Curry cousins. I'm like, you're experiencing like talking to all of these people you're related to now. Like, you get to experience this, and like your mom's not.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, maybe she would want to talk to some of them, especially if she's really into her heritage. Like, she's really into heritage and culture mean a lot to her.
Yeah. Would you want to know if your dad wasn't your dad? If our dad wasn't your dad? She's thinking about it.
Yeah, I think I would want to know, because I would, one, for medical history purposes, like, because I'm a anxious type of person, but also it doesn't, I mean, he's the guy who raised us.
Yeah, he is that guy.
Like, he will always be our dad.
That's true.
You know, I think that's the main point they're saying here. It's like, that is who I see as dad, like, regardless. But I would want to know.
I would want to know too. But
like, damn, what fucking shit happened in the 90s?
Yeah, for real. But it would shatter our reality.
Yes.
Cool.
But worse things have happened.
Yeah, I think those ancestry tests have caused a lot of stir in people's families, and people realizing they're not related to who they thought they were related to. There's a lot of that with those ancestry tests.
That company has broken so many families.
That's true. I don't want to do a DNA test because that freaks me out.
Both of our parents already did one, so we kind of don't have to.
Yeah, that's true. Turns out we're white.
Super.
Shocker, but I feel like it is strange to give your DNA to some company.
Well, I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch.
Okay. I love that. Oops.
I know.
Messing with
Are we allowed to like her anymore?
I like her.
Okay.
I don't know. It's really hard.
It is. Like, some weird shit went down.
And I don't...
In Amsterdam.
Yeah. I don't know if we know the full story on either side, really. But I feel like Lizzo's be repping Houston.
She do. But so does Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion is amazing. I love
She's
her.
so
I'm on Megan. For some reason, I opened TikTok yesterday and every video was Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, this is awesome. This is great.
Brian was asking me the other day, like, what my dream body would be to have, because I've been working out a lot, and I'm like, Megan Thee Stallion. He's like, what? No, I mean, like, something that you can achieve.
Something realistic for you.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I have to pick a white person. But I'm like, when I see her body, I'm like, bye.
Yeah, for real. She's a beautiful woman. But yeah, I'm on Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
TikTok. And I'll try to stay there as long as I can.
Yeah, it'll be forever. She's on Broadway now.
Yeah, I saw that. That was one of the videos I saw.
Yep. All right. So, anything else you want to say before I introduce our guest?
No, do it.
Okay, guys. Today we have an amazing guest who just joined us like less than an hour ago. I'm like, should we read their bios? We always ask them for a bio.
We do ask people for a bio and then we never do anything with it.
I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit. Okay. So, our guest today is a comedian and podcaster who turned overthinking into a full-time job. On stage, he's relatable, quick, and just self-aware enough to make you laugh about things you normally stress about. And I also want to say this comic, I was telling him while he was here, but he was like one of the first people in the Houston comedy scene that like actually made me feel comfortable. Like, there's a lot of weird people around comedy just in general. And, like, he was always a great person to talk to about bits or anything. And I was like, okay, this is a safe person, man.
Yeah. It's hard to find a safe man.
It is, but he is. He's really great. He also just became a dad himself. And we're really happy to have him on. So please give a big welcome to Adam Radliff.
Life's a bitch. Hannah's gay. Tess got too many bills to pay, so they get together with Lily May and ask each other what mom say. They ask each other what mom say.
Careers.
Yeah, I guess it's different because like that's her life's passion and she played it, and
that's such like I'm so insanely jealous of being able to make a career out of your passion. Like, I guess you're doing that right now, but like
yeah, I was gonna ask you, are you completely done with comedy?
No. So like basically I'm taking a break for the like, raise the kid, and that
so
I got married.
Break.
No, definitely not. So I'm gonna start going out at least once a week because there's 2 spring shows, so I'll start doing that and then see where it takes me. I've got to write all new material, I think. And I feel like I'm in a good place to do that because newly married, newly a dad, like there's just a wellspring of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, material.
But then I'm like, is that hack to immediately start talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
It's only hack if you make the jokes hack.
Right.
But it's your life, so you're going to talk about it.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I talk about my dating life and my mom and, you know, my abortion. So you could say that's all hack because it's stuff people go through.
Yeah, it's how you present the material.
I remember early on when I first started doing comedy, I'm pretty sure it was Jolly. It was like, hey man, don't do homeschool jokes. That's hack. I'm like, but I was homeschooled. Like, so like, I feel like that, like I didn't. I was like, okay, well I don't want to, cause I just got started. I was like, I don't want to be perceived as this big hack who's got these hacky homeschool jokes, but they weren't like the typical, oh, are you into your teacher crap. It was literally like the result of being raised that way. But it kind of shut it down early on, and I decided
you can totally do homeschool jokes.
For
There's
sure.
not that many homeschooled comedians.
At one point,
they don't leave the home.
Exactly, they're too awkward for it.
Yeah.
But then again, like there's awkward people in comedy I'd say most people in comedy are socially awkward when you get them off stage. Oddly, you wouldn't think that would be the case.
I agree. Well, I was a really anxious, shy child. So when I talk to people
Really?
who are into comedy or like doing comedy, they're like, I always knew I was going to do this. I was the funniest kid growing up. I was like, I was not funny growing up.
I can see that. Yeah.
My grandma actually was like, I've never heard you say anything funny. Like when I told her I was doing stand up and I was like, thanks, Mimi.
Ouch.
That sounds like something she would say.
She didn't even say it in like a mean way. She was, matter of fact, like, that's so weird because I've never heard you say anything funny. Like, she wasn't trying to be mean. I was like, that's fair because I was never said anything.
Yeah, our family was really loud and big though, so it was, and she's like the youngest baby of the family, youngest grandchild on both sides of our family.
Those are usually the comedians, though. I've heard.
Yeah, I was like,
It's always
somebody
the
give me a
baby.
microphone so I can say something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to speak my words. Yeah.
It's the only way you can get a word in edgewise is to literally have the only mic in the room and be on stage where people have to pay attention to you.
Yeah, and I also did not tell anyone I was doing stand-up for the first 7 to 9 months, like almost a year.
Smart move, because the material was rough.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You were actually there the first time I landed a joke.
Nice.
It was
nice.
at Liberty Station.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was a joke about mom. It was a joke about living with my best friend. And I was like, I just moved with my best friend. She's such a slut.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like, she's making too much noise. So I sat her down and I was like, look, mom.
Yeah.
And I remember you
That's
being in the
such a great
audience
line.
and you looked so surprised that I'd...
Well, you were so new. I think you were good really quickly, which like is a double-edged sword because you were hitting on all strides and getting a lot of opportunities. But then you also kept writing, which a lot of people don't. So that's key. Is like if you're going to be doing well, like I was big on being pretty positive to newer people and just like, hey, this is good, this is funny. But I also didn't want to like crowd their space or be like, oh, you're great, you need to do this, this, and this. I was like, just encourage them. Say, hey, this is funny. That was one thing that annoyed me about the scene is like, not very many people would watch other people's sets and like give encouragement and say, hey, that's good. If anything, they were going to watch it like, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. I didn't like that way of doing it. So if I saw something that was funny, I wanted people to know that there are people out there who think this is funny and encourage it that way.
You
It's nice.
people like that to not kill yourself.
And I also maybe
Or
I was
quit.
Yeah, that too. I also maybe I was just too awkward to be the cool guy on the porch, like that didn't care and was hanging out with people, and I didn't smoke, so I wasn't smoking cigarettes. So I was like, I loved comedy, so I just sit there and watch other people, and I got enjoyment out of that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
just genuinely invested in other people's success.
Right.
I would never tell someone they shouldn't do a certain subject or joke at all. Like, I think every joke can somehow be transformed
For
into
sure.
something that's going to work. But I remember writing with people when I first started, and I would be like, okay, I have a couple of these ideas. And they're like, no, that whole idea is bad. And I'm like, wait a second. And some of those jokes ended up being like really good jokes. I was like, y'all, you're not understanding like the voice I'm going to say it in. And I'm like, I can't do this with other people.
Right. It was very few. So it was really a fun time early on. There was a group chat that was really what a comedy group chat should be. Towards like, here's a topic, let's write something about it. And it was like bouncing stuff off, and
Who ruined it?
I can't remember. I remember Carrie Burt was in it, and she was awesome. And then like as it started to devolve, and I can tell you like exactly who it was. I don't know if we're recording or not, but like
We are.
yeah, I'll
Tell
tell you
her-
off
tell
the
her
mic
later.
exactly who it
Okay,
was.
let
that-
me write
that
a
ruined
note
it.
because I want to remember this.
But
The note just says, "Who was it?"
Who ruined the group chat?
it went from a very constructive comedy group chat into just social hour and everyone riffing off of one comment or the other, and just everything devolved.
Yeah.
And but it was really positive early on. But that was the only group writing thing that I would say was positive. Everything else was kind of rough. Like I would go to those ones at what was the name of that bar? Doesn't matter, but where they did like writing groups and they would have people go through their bits and like tag them up. those were always a clusterfuck, and nothing really
Yeah.
good came out of it. And like you said, I feel like more people got discouraged because you had these people who were stronger comedians, or they've been in it longer, who like just rip it to shreds. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, I heard somebody 15 years ago similar joke. You can't do it. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, people
There's-
need to learn the art of the compliment sandwich,
Yes.
where you say something nice, say something
the truth, what you really
constructive,
want to say.
and then you say something nice
Right,
again.
right.
Yeah, I think a lot of those rooms is just for someone to like basically like stroke their own dick
Correct.
about how like they're such a good writer, and I don't know if they're actually constructive, because I know a lot of people go to these groups and then I see their set and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
did you get better?
Yeah, I felt like you probably got worse, because usually if you go with your own voice, that's probably gonna be the best version of that joke anyway, because you thought of that and you believe in that material, versus somebody tagged it up. Other than Victor Tran, Victor gave me like so many good just tags in general. He's the tag god.
Yeah, he's a genius at
Yeah.
writing.
And he's just like immediately too. So like his brain is just thinks funny like incredibly well. So I would be telling a joke and he'd be like, oh, maybe say this and this. I'm like, that's awesome. And other than that, I think everyone who gave me advice was funnier the first time, in my opinion. Now, whether that's the truth or not is yet to be seen, I guess.
Yeah. So what does your mom think about your comedy?
My mom's supportive of my comedy. She came out a couple of times. Like, my mom is easily worth 10 people in a crowd, because she has a very, very unique laugh. And it's like, if she was like on like studio shows, like on Seinfeld or whatever, in the audience, they would probably pay her to be there every time, because it is like infectious. So if people will laugh at her laugh.
It's like a chorus laugh.
Oh, that times 10.
I love laughing at a laugh. It's
Me too.
yeah.
Sometimes I only laugh if other people are laughing at it.
Right.
People don't want to be heard laughing, so the people that
Mm-hmm.
are not afraid to laugh loudly are actually the heroes of
I agree.
the crowd.
I know.
kind
I
of.
hate when someone's like covers their mouth and they're like trying not to. I'm like, no, this is the space to do it.
Literally the purpose of this is to get
Yes.
you to laugh. But she's got the most uninhibited laugh of all time. I remember one time back, I don't know how old I was when this movie came out, but when Austin Powers came out for like VHS, again, dating myself,
It's not that old.
We had
We were-
VHS tapes.
we were in the back of the house, and
We're like, that's not that old. We're all almost 30. Yeah.
and my mom was like losing it, like cackling, like what the hell is going on? And then she was just watching Austin Powers, which is you'll see as we talk how ironic it is that my mom loves Austin Powers, like literally one of the raunchiest, most sexual innuendos per minute movies ever. And my mom, that's like her favorite comedy of all time. And it's just like, when were we going to find this out about you if it wasn't for Austin Powers?
Yeah.
I guess
That's so
through
funny.
you doing comedy, maybe. Is she really religious?
Yes.
Okay.
And that goes to what I was saying. Like, so she is uber religious. Like, literally, she was going to name me Thaddeus when I was
Wow.
going to be born, because like that's like the extra apostle.
Okay.
And she told me from like a young age, you're destined to be a preacher. And so I got
Yeah.
this very early. And
You were just named after the first man ever instead.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a funny story. Like, literally going into the hospital, I was going to be Thaddeus. And my dad, I still thank him to this day. It was like, quick veto, we're not doing that.
No, you
Yeah.
would get bullied so
No.
hard. It'd be like, hey, Thaddeus. Like, you would have. That's a horrible name to give a child.
Yeah.
But you were also homeschooled, so the bullying would have been limited to in just your siblings. I
That's
guess.
so true.
And my dad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He would have
okay.
been brutal.
Your dad was like, you can't name him that. I'm going to bully the shit out of him.
Exactly. He's like, I know myself. I can't stop myself.
Yeah.
But
fair.
I did get bullied to it. Light bullying, because we were in church all the time. So being named Adam
Bullied
in
at
a church, it's like all Adam and Eve jokes, which is like, okay, whatever.
Church
it wasn't that
is
big of a deal.
bullying,
I agree.
like to some extent.
Okay, that's true. Doesn't he come out looking really good in that story, though? Like, Eve is supposed to be the evil bitch who ruined
He
it
didn't
for
have his
everyone?
woman in line. What are you talking about? I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. I just
right,
wanted to see
right.
the reaction from both of y'all. Like, your mom's gonna hear that. It's like, why did you have this guy on? It's like, he's a monster. No, I'm kidding.
That's our
man.
mom, our only listener.
Hi, mom.
Hi, Mom.
But yeah,
That's why. What flavor of religion was she?
Non-denominational.
Non-denominational.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird that she was so religious because I feel like non-denominational is more like the flowy, chill Christian.
Usually, but so her mom was Catholic. She was raised, I think, Catholic briefly, and then they got into like a Baptist church, and then whenever she decided, like, we would bounce around from church to church until she found one that she liked.
Yeah.
Like, there was some scandal at this Baptist church that was close to our house, so we stopped going there. By the way, there needs to be like a documentary that just talks up like to people who went to all these random churches. Every church has a crazy scandal.
There are a lot of crazy church scandals.
Yeah, and I feel like that could be a
be
podcast.
Cheating and murdering.
I can't wait for the Lakewood documentary to come out.
Oh, it's gonna come.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This could be your passion project. This could be you. That exposes years, decades of
I feel
corruption.
like we need some sort of protection. I'm kind of scared to go after them, actually.
Yeah.
The amount of people who love Joel Osteen, I'm like, can't you see that there's no soul in that man's body?
Yeah. He's a lizard person.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
looks scary. He looks like a politician.
For sure. Yeah. He looks like he's had a lot of work done, which I'm sure he probably has. And like I said, he's got this
not
weird
done any work
eyes.
on himself.
Like not like it just seems
You
he
think
seems
he's a
creepy.
reptilian
How do we
person?
see the creepiness and other people are like, oh, he's just so godly and he's such an inspiration. Like, and we see that guy's selling you something.
I know someone who goes every week and gets in the line to meet him and talk with him every week.
Your mom? Is it your mom?
No.
How hilarious would that be?
That would be
She has a
insane.
term.
Our mom is non-denominational woo-woo. The church she goes to, like, the pastor is a gay man.
Yeah, he's a gay man who dealt with addiction. He talks about the 12-step program a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she loves that program.
Yeah.
So
She's not an addict, but she loves that program. I should say she's not like an alcoholic or a drug addict. I feel like a lot of people
Sex
don't
addiction,
know
I gotcha.
that she was just a sex-crazed whore.
She is the wild one, right? I heard this on the previous podcast.
Yeah, you've been listening. That's nice.
By the way, your mom is way too kind to her friend named Luce. Can we get back to that real quick? I'm like, she's like, no, that's not what it meant. I'm like, that's 100% what it means. That's the logical implication of that phrase.
I know. She was
Thank
like, that's
you.
not what it meant back then. I'm like, that's where the word came from.
Yeah. I mean, you can say they have loose morals. Like, I guess is the one out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What fucks me up is that she gave herself that name. Luce gave herself the name Luce.
Maybe she didn't
Know
even
thyself.
know what she was saying. Yeah. Okay.
maybe she just embraced it. And it was like, what was it, 60s, 70s? I don't know how old your mom is. But like, it's like, hey, I'm going to put out exactly what I want to put out.
It's like a guy who tells everyone he has a small dick ahead of time. He's like, just want to let you
set
know
expectations.
before we get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't get excited.
I feel like that's like a cottage joke for guys to do. Like that's just like it's accepted to joke about that. Have you ever heard somebody joke about having a huge dick and have that be socially acceptable? No.
I also don't hear a lot of people joke about having a loose vagina.
No.
My friend and I will joke with each other about who has the bigger hole, but like we're doing it to each
Clip
other.
that. That's going on YouTube.
My best friend Nikki, I'm always like, I'll be like, your hole's so big, it's like
It's like our mom is so
we're
fat
all
kind of
inside
jokes.
of it right
Grand
now.
Canyon. Sorry,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like when there was that big hole in front of secret group, I texted a photo of it to her, and I was like, "What are you doing out here?"
That's hilarious. And she got it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, "Sigh." Okay. So you mentioned that your mom helped you get through your first breakup. How did she use the Lord to do that?
She did in a very unique way. So this is how I knew my mom really cared. So I was the middle child of 5. So I was also like the best behaved boy by like a mile. My sister was like golden child level, which deservedly so. She was like really good at school, really well behaved.
Were you the most behaved, or were you just
most
lost
ignored?
in the sauce?
Yeah.
I was definitely the most well behaved. So, and I think that's why I was somewhat lost in sauce, because my older brother and my mom would fight all the time. Because my brother hated school, like hated doing school. And then my younger brothers, who were twins, they would fight with my mom all the time about school. And I was like, all right, school is, you have to do it. It's like kind of eat your vegetables kind of thing. I was like, I'm going to get my school done quickly so I can go do what I want, play video games or play with my neighborhood buddies. And I just for whatever reason, didn't struggle with that.
Can you talk to the kid I nanny? That's the kind of like mindset I need him to have. Just get it
How old
done.
is the kid?
He's 11, but it's every day he's like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then he just like, he makes the process longer by complaining and whining. And I'm like, we would have already been done by now if you would just listen.
I feel like so. I've thought about this a lot. It's funny you mentioned that. It's like, and I have a friend who's got a stepson who's a disaster. But like, and I wonder, like, maybe it's because I'm like an uber logical thinker, always have been. And so for me, it's like logically, just take these steps, and you'll be done, and you can go have 10x more free time.
What's your sign?
Yeah, I have Libra, I think.
Okay.
Libra's like balance.
Is that why there's scales?
Yeah, that is why the scales.
But I feel like, so I almost even looked into doing like big brothers, big sisters, just so I could like talk to kids this logical way. When I started thinking about it, I started telling people, I was like, would that work? I was like, absolutely not. It would, in fact, it would backfire miserably. They'd be like, who's this nerd? He's a creep. Why is he over here? Why is he talking to me like I'm an adult? And I'm just like, do you think it would work? I don't think it would work.
I do think it's unfair that if men actually show a genuine interest in wanting to like work with children, they have to try really hard to not look like a fucking creep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially if they have a
I think
mustache,
that
it's
might
over.
work on the right child, but they might already probably be like that.
You would,
It
exactly.
would be like a child like you.
So what's the point? We're already predestined to be what we're going to be, is what I'm hearing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that.
I think you have some control over what goes on.
I feel
But
like,
less control than you think.
and just based on my experiences, you have to be have the right voice at the right time to the right kid, and a lot of stuff has to work out as well. So like what my mom did for the first girlfriend, so first girl I ever dated, met her at church, biggest mistake. They are the biggest freaks out there.
Anal.
Yeah, to start with. No, I'm kidding. If Marissa hears this, she'll know that's not true. As much as I tried. But no, she was just, so first girl I ever dated, first girl I ever kissed, first girl I ever had sex with, all down the line.
Okay. How old were you when you were?
I was 17.
Okay.
We started dating like right as I turned 17, dated till I was 18. But like the idiom or whatever it is, like your first relationship is like the most, like a super important one, is so true. And she became so toxic, like crazy toxic. And my parents were both like, this, like, you're miserable. What's going on?
What kind of stuff was she doing?
Oh, she would like show up at our house. Like if we got in a fight, because this is before we didn't have cell phones. So she would just show up at my house, like banging on the door, like didn't care, yelling at my parents to like get to me, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
It was like psychotic. She did get violent a couple of times, which is also like traumatizing when you're 17 years old. You're like, are all women like this?
Is she also 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she's actually 36, but
Well, you never know.
I wouldn't do my homework and she was not happy about it.
She was your teacher.
Right. Yeah. But it was without getting too dark, it got really bad. But I did a joke about this. It's an absolutely true story for like a storytelling, show, to where it's a story of whenever she told me that she was pregnant, even though she was on birth control. She literally, because she had a cyst on her ovary, so she got doctor prescribed birth control. And I was like, yes, God wants me to fuck without a rubber.
Oh my god. I'm so glad you have PCOS, girl.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, that's horrible. But like, she literally stopped taking her birth control in an attempt to get pregnant against her doctor's orders, like risking her life. And then she told me that she was pregnant. Long story short, she was not pregnant. But like my mom, as I kept trying to break up with her, and we get back together, break up, get back together. And my mom like would sit me down, and she was like super, super supportive of that whole process. Like, because I was so easy for so many years, my mom and I didn't have a ton of like one-on-one interaction. She had 4 other kids. And then 3 of them were way more trouble, I guess, needed more time than I did. And she was like, you're going to get through this. And she didn't like say, you have to break up with her. That was another thing I think was really important. She let me kind of make those mistakes. But whenever like the point where it really was like, I'll remember this conversation to the day I die, because she was so religious, like to the point where like we weren't allowed to have the Little Mermaid at our house because Ursula's a witch.
Oh, I thought it was because Ariel's like swimming around in a bra or something.
God, I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna watch the Little Mermaid after this. Anyway,
Well,
she's of age, right?
yeah. I don't know.
No.
Same with Aladdin. What's her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine's like
None
supposed to be
of
12.
the
I'm like,
princesses-
oh,
She's
God.
supposed to be 12?
In the
None of
original
the-
story. Yeah.
None of the princesses are of age. Okay. Just so everyone knows. I think there's maybe one that's 18. But they're all based off like fairy tales where everyone's like 12 to 14
I
years
think
old.
you are supposed to think some of them are of age because they get married,
Right, I would say most of them do.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But so she sat me down and she's like, and she had no idea about this pregnancy scare. I didn't tell anybody until way after, other than my buddies. And she's like, Adam, I want you to know that, you know, things aren't going like, I know you, because I would tell her like, this is going horrible. I keep trying to break up with her. She won't like let me leave, kind of a thing. She's like, even if you were to get her pregnant, I would not want you to marry her. Like I would not like, and they like go it so far against what I perceived of her like uber religiousness. Like if she gets married or pregnant, you have to get married. Like that's just how things are.
Yeah.
It's God's will, kind of a thing. And she's like, I would be willing to. And I find out later she got shotgun wedding, so I had no idea. But so she was like, I would not want you to invest the rest of your life in this just because you did that. It's like that's how like accepting I am of all of your choices, and whatever you choose to do is right. But I would not. Don't feel any pressure from me to get married just because you get her pregnant. If you get her pregnant.
Okay.
She
She's like,
didn't
it's
want
not
you-
on me. If you get married to this one, please don't think that that's what I want.
Well, it's nice that she said that because it seems like you grew up in a household where it's like that is the right thing to do. But it looks like she clearly saw that this woman was like a detriment to your mental health in some way. She's like, don't attach yourself to that forever.
Oh, she was literally
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, and again, like it added clarity to me. I was like, okay, if my mom's this like against us being together, but again, she never said you'll have to break up, you this, that, or the other. But she's like, you're clearly not happy. I wouldn't want you to be this unhappy for the rest of your life. And I was like, okay, I'm out of there. Like that's the last, like, because I would always go back because she would promise to change this, that, or the other.
Yeah, that's like a dynamic you get in like an abusive or toxic relationship for sure. Yeah.
And because of that relationship early on, that like kind of colored my dating life for decades.
Okay.
I was like,
were all your ex-girlfriends crazy?
no, just
Okay.
2 of them.
Okay.
But
That's something you have to look for. If a man says all of his exes
No.
are crazy, then you're like, what are you doing to these women?
yeah, I would say I had really healthy relationships after that one.
That's
because I would always, if I would be looking for signs, like, is she going to be like this? Is she going to be like that? And everyone I dated after that was, you know, a good relationship. And it just like, I was, and I maybe like kind of like some overlap with religiosity or whatever, maybe some overhang or whatever you call it, of that I was like, okay, as soon as I know I'm not going to be with somebody forever, or I have no interest in being with somebody forever, I'll just break up. So like, I don't want to waste their time.
Wow,
kind of a
that's
thing.
rare
Yeah.
for a man to be like that.
I was always like that. Yeah.
Are you
Nice.
looking at the
I-
ages of the Disney princesses?
I was about to say,
There's like
I
an
did.
infographic on her phone.
There's like a little chart.
Are any of them of age?
Okay,
so,
so
you know which, so you can figure out which ones you're gonna
Yes,
watch later.
my Google search later.
for our listeners, the only ones that are of age, which is crazy. I don't know why they have Pocahontas at 18 here.
That's
She
inaccurate.
was obviously 12.
Right.
Yeah,
But-
well,
Oh, right, the one that's actually based on a real person, they can't even get that one right.
Yeah.
they can't get that one right because the real story is not for children. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
for
pretty rough.
Disney.
It's
It's
pretty rough.
horrible.
Okay, well, The Little Mermaid is 16. Jasmine
Okay.
was 15.
Ugh. Which was always my favorite. So I feel even worse.
Well,
You don't need to say
not
that.
bad if
Yeah,
you were.
you don't have to admit that
Yeah.
out loud. You can keep that inside.
I think if you were a child watching it, that's different.
Right,
And-
which I certainly was.
Yeah, all of these
Okay.
are saying like Pocahontas was 18. I'm like, y'all are stupid. The youngest one, though, is Snow White, who was 14. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts.
That's insane.
Why do that? Like, why? But I guess, like I said, in the cartoons, it was never explicit, right?
No, they never were like this 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
They're just like, here's the story from that really fucked up book.
A Disney princess is never 32.
The oldest one apparently is
Princess and the Frog.
not well, she's up there, but no, it's you're like, that's my favorite. It's Elsa, who's 24.
Okay.
Old crone, jeez.
Yeah.
Who wants to watch that?
She's
Let that
wasting
go.
away. Yeah.
And Anna is the next one. She's 21 apparently.
Okay.
I like how they're making them a little bit older. Tiana's 19, so do with that what you will. She
Who's
can't drink
Tiana?
though. That was the Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
I think she can drink for the time period she's in.
And she's in New Orleans, so
Yes. Yeah.
good luck.
Doesn't
But I
have to
feel
go
like she's
far
not
for
the
it.
kind of girl who drinks.
No, very responsible.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
She is very responsible.
Wasn't she a chef, actually?
Actually, she was. Yeah.
Then she's a
Waitress?
huge alcoholic. Have you met a chef?
She's
drug
doing
addict,
cocaine.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Restaurant
Amazing.
industry, crazy folks come in that space.
I've heard that. I haven't worked
true.
in the restaurant industry, but
I
I've
did for
heard.
many years, yeah.
Okay.
Worked at Cheesecake Factory for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's an insane menu. I'll never
Yeah, to
understand
memorize
how
it,
they can make
yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, that's a long ass menu.
Mm-hmm.
I also just want to apologize to our listeners about the train sounds. I don't
It's
know why
relaxing.
there were so many. Whenever, I don't know if this is a fucked up thought, but whenever I hear a train that keeps honking, I think, oh, somebody's on the track and they're trying to get them off.
That is a weird thought.
I get worried. I'm like, someone's trying to kill themselves and they're just not getting
And you're
ahead.
able to just like get past that pretty quickly.
I mean, it's always at
You
the
must hear the
forefront.
trains almost every day living on the side of town. They're
I do.
always making a sound.
No,
It's
but
constant
it's
death
like
in her head.
yes,
Yeah, it is actually
is.
for me too. So that
We
makes
have
sense.
the anxieties. It's more when I like hone in and I'm like, wow, they keep honking.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get into that, I'm
That's
like,
the only way they can
God.
stay awake. Can you imagine that job? You're just sitting there seeing a straight line all day.
Do you have to do that much though?
Yeah, you have to honk the horn.
Okay.
You have to give people anxiety, or else you're not doing your job.
You don't have to steer.
No,
Right.
no.
I think they are trying to make sure cars are not driving on the tracks, which one time I was in an Uber and the car was like, I can make it, even though like as the things were going down to block cars from coming, and she drove onto the track.
It was a
and
female driver. Interesting.
Yeah. It also smelled pretty dank in her car, but she drove onto the track and then like the bar went down in front of us and the train was
In front of
coming.
you?
Yes, the bar came down so she couldn't keep driving across the track. My friend jumped out of the car, lifted the track with her lifted
Hero.
the thing
Yeah.
with her body and like let the car come through. I thought she was getting out of the car to run away. I was like, yeah, I need to get out too. Like, I don't want to get.
Did you not get out?
She
think
survived.
I started to move to get out. I can't remember actually, but I was really scared.
I would have immediately gotten out. I'm like, bye, bitch. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not dying with your high ass.
No, but we were able to get through, and then she dropped us off at our destination. And she was like, "I'm so sorry. Please don't rate me bad on the app." And I was
Did you
like,
rate her bad?
I think
You
whoever
have
did it
to.
just didn't rate her.
You
We were all
have to rate
shaking
her
up.
bad.
I didn't
I'm
order
so
the.
Somebody's
sorry.
gonna die.
Like, okay, it's one thing to drive around high. It's another to drive around high and then drive onto
Train tracks.
train tracks while a train is coming.
Yeah, I cried afterwards.
So your friend went from like a friend to an enemy to a best friend like that.
Yeah, I was like,
Saved
oh,
your
she's
life.
gone. Yeah, she saved. She's gone.
Yeah. Where is she now?
She still lives in the side of town, and we're interviewing her tomorrow.
Oh, nice. This story better come up. I want her to be
I'll
like,
tell her.
I was high at the time. I don't remember any
Yeah.
of that.
We're
I
all
was driving, you don't
secondhand,
remember
but yeah.
It's insane how many Uber drivers show up fully hotboxing their car.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, I called you because I'm drunk. And you're high? What are we doing right now? Neither of us can fucking tell what's going on.
That's so
Real
funny.
Tiger Woods situation.
Yeah, he had a whole accident yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So his second one.
Yeah.
Same conditions.
Yeah.
He
not
likes
good.
pills though, so he's rich.
Yeah, because my fiance works in
Golf,
golf.
right.
I was out and about yesterday, and she texted me the news article and was like, "I can't believe this."
Hey,
And
I
I'm
know
like,
you love Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah, he has a complicated past.
Mm-hmm.
So many scandals with this man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of scandals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's had an interesting life.
yeah,
Somebody say
You will if
For
your
sure.
name is Tiger.
right.
yeah.
That's the leading cause of all of this.
Just like
Not the billions of dollars he
Do you
has.
think your life would have been different if you were Thaddeus?
Yes.
Yeah.
I probably would be a preacher.
Okay.
If I had been Thaddeus, I would have grown up to be the preacher my mom thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
So when you started comedy, we were like, this is kind of me being a preacher.
No, I went through this phase where I loved teasing my mom. It started whenever Da Vinci Code came out. So you know the premise of Da Vinci Code, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like God we had a wife or had a kid, and there's like a bloodline, da 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 da.
Yeah. Jesus' ancestors.
Yeah, exactly. And so my mom was like, "This is sacrilege." So I would tease her. I'm like, I don't know, that Dan Brown's, it seems pretty convincing. Have you ever thought about it? Like, I would be like straight faced, like to where it's not clear that I was joking. So I came home one day and she had like a pamphlet that was like breaking down how Dan Brown's full of shit, kind of a thing. I was like, Mom, I was joking, right? So I do that kind of stuff to her all the
A
time.
pamphlet? She's like, have you heard the good,
Yeah,
the good
Yeah.
word?
This is official. It's got graphics.
Yeah.
Just dropped from God.
Yeah.
Look.
How would you feel if you had to do some graphic design for like a pamphlet like that?
I don't think I would take on that work.
What if it was for a lot of money?
Do it.
How much money? I don't know.
$10,000 for 5 hours of work.
That's pretty good. That's pretty lucrative. I don't think I'd feel good.
I
doing
would,
that.
I would write
Take the
anything
money and
for that
run.
amount of money.
Really?
Yeah, I don't give a
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
care.
know. I don't know about that.
Okay.
Now, would you tell any joke for a certain amount of money? That's kind of what she's having to do.
Any joke?
She's having to put her.
Yeah. One time. Yeah.
Any joke? I'm talking
Okay.
like Michael Richards levels of jokes.
I don't know
You
who
have
that
to say
is.
the N word in
Kramer.
the joke.
Oh, okay. I would need to be paid a lot of money.
Wow, she's not like she doesn't go like. Of course not. She's like,
Yeah.
it would have to be a lot of
Yeah,
money.
you gotta up the.
Do you know how poor I am? And I would also like later on be like, y'all, I did that for $1 million. Like, are you really gonna like shit on me for saying the N word for $1 million?
People
Come
be like,
on.
yes, we will.
Okay, that's an announcement. If you have $1 million, Tess will
I'll
do
say
this.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
I'll
like
be the name of your special. I'll say it.
I'll say it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So there used to be like a hypothetical question. It's not really about your mom. It's usually about like whatever it would be your mom for y'all, but for guys, it's their dad. It's like for $1 million or
I'm
$5
already
million.
afraid of where this is gonna go.
Would you punch your dad in the face as hard as you can, and you could never, ever explain to him why you did it, ever? And anyone else, you couldn't tell people, oh, it was for the $5 million, and you would have to live the rest of your life with them having no idea why you punched them. And so for you, it'd have to be like your mom. Would you do it to your mom for $5 million?
she wouldn't know.
People watching or people listening, Hannah is immediately saying no, shaking her head, and Tess is already spending the money. She's already spending
I
the
have
money.
a retirement account, so I think that's the difference between her and I right now.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, yes, I wouldn't be able to explain it to her, but there would be signs that I had that money, and I would buy her a house.
No, you can't. Like I said, you have to make it. It has to be a mystery to her.
No, she won't. She would know that. But then, like, if a year after,
But
I would
still-
buy her a house. Be
right,
like,
but
I'm
you're
so sorry I punched you in the face. Here's a house.
But still, she's gonna be like, "What did she punch me for?" It's gonna haunt her brain. She's like, "Why did she punch me as hard as she possibly could?"
Knowing how
See?
many questions and how inquisitive our
It would
mom
ruin the
is, that would
family.
be like a really weird. That would be really tough.
Well, can you be like, I can't answer those questions?
No,
You can't say anything at all.
$5 million.
I
I'm
can't
not
even
gonna-
lie.
I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't do that.
No, hell no.
No, I guess I wouldn't.
I
do
can't
that.
even like fathom the act of punching her in the face. I get sad
Yeah,
thinking
no,
about
exactly,
visualizing
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But Tess is fine with it. so-
No, I don't want to punch my
She's
mom.
cracking
in
her
the face.
knuckles.
Yeah.
She's like, "Can we have her here today?"
There's probably maybe one time when I was really little that I wanted to do that, but you know.
And you weren't even gonna get $5 million.
I know.
You're gonna do it for free.
Yeah, I was a terror.
Were you ever slapped by either of your parents? I get vibes of really.
Yeah.
I get
Not on the face.
I was slapped across the face once.
I was
Did you
slapped
deserve
across
it?
the face by one of our
No.
grandpas.
No.
I don't think I deserve to be slapped across the face as a child.
Can we go into this, or is
Yeah.
this too deep?
It was, I really pissed off our dad, and he slapped me across the face.
Uh-huh. I was expecting the mom, but go on.
Yeah.
No, she didn't hit.
Yeah, I get very
She actually hated hitting.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
think most
we
people don't enjoy it.
We were spanked
Except for Tess.
when we were really.
Now, we had asked the question about would you punch your dad in the face as hard as you can? Immediate yes. No.
No.
What?
I wouldn't do that
Wait,
either.
you're less likely to do it to your dad than your mom?
Yeah, what the hell, Tess?
I don't want him to hit back. That's gonna hurt. No, we were spanked when we were really little, especially like we were always spanked right after church because we would sit in the pew and we would make each other laugh and make all this sound, and our dad would get so pissed. So when we came home, it was like it's going down.
Yeah, we're getting the belt out. It would actually be even worse because our parents were in the choir, so we would be sometimes sitting with them off to the side, where everyone can see you with the whole choir, like goofing around. So it was
Yeah.
like the whole church was watching us giggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, isn't that so cute to watch like two little girls just like be like have the time of their life? They're giggling. I'd be like, oh, that's so cute. I wouldn't be like, those bitches need to get hit.
I guarantee
we
that's
were
like
at a
90%
Catholic
of the
church,
people in the
so
church.
most of the people.
Oh,
probably
yeah, they were
thought that.
furious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared, but like, that's nuts.
I
So is
don't-
that what led to the slapping? Was just being a little brat in church?
I don't know what led to this. I was probably back talking. I was a huge back talker.
Some things never change.
And yeah, I think that happened, and I was like, whoa.
I was only slapped once, and I 100% deserved it, like without a question.
You
Even
were
after I
only
What did
slapped
you do?
once?
Uh-huh.
Who slapped you?
my mom slapped me in the
Okay.
kitchen. I remember it like vividly.
Face?
Yeah, in the
It's like
face.
a game of Clue.
Yeah, in the kitchen with her hand, with a skillet. No, but like, so my two younger brothers are adopted, and them and I went through like a 1 year maybe period where they were just constantly hounding me, like it's frustrating me nonstop.
Adopted twins?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can't just take one.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Can you imagine breaking up the twins?
People have done that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Watch 3 Identical Strangers. It's a
Uh,
really good documentary.
send me a note after this.
Okay.
I love documentaries.
It's really good.
But and this is when I was like probably 11 or 12, somewhere around there. And I said, I wish we'd never had adopted them. And so my mom slapped me, and I immediately apologized. I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever said. Don't even mean it. Like, I was just so upset.
Really?
And
You didn't mean it at
oh, I
all?
love my brothers.
Okay.
Were
Talk-
they in earshot of you?
No, thank
Okay,
God.
okay.
Yeah, can you imagine? That'd be brutal.
Yeah.
But
Like,
my mom-
I already don't feel chosen.
My mom carries all this guilt, like as we've gotten older. She's talked about it to where she thinks like, because I was like super happy kid, like I was a big entertainer, like I was like the life of the party. I was the youngest kid at the time. I literally like wanted to be a comedian when I grew up. Like, I was like all about entertaining. I don't even know how I knew what comedians were, but we were all like having a good time. And
You probably saw Carlin on the TV or something.
something like that. Not Carlin. I hate Carlin, but
You hate
he's
Carlin?
the most overrated comedian of all time, in my opinion. I talked to Trey
that's
Tutson
a
about
hot
this one
take.
time. But
I've never seen his stuff. I'm going to be honest.
go watch it. Go watch it now.
Okay.
And you will be like shocked. Like, people love this guy. They think this is like the edgiest thing around. It is, in my opinion, real. It's social commentary more than it is comedy. Like, and it's not that funny social commentary, in my opinion.
I think Seinfeld is the most overrated comedian of
He's
all
up
time.
there. Yeah.
I watch his stuff and I'm like, I'm not laughing at all. Like,
Yeah.
he's just saying things that are true.
Right. Observational comedy can be brutal.
It's dog shit.
Yeah, I agree. Seinfeld's not my favorite.
Fuck
either.
observational comment. No, it can be good. It can be good. Anyway,
What were we talking about?
you're talking about.
You were happy, and then your brothers were adopted.
So she thinks. No, so that's the thing is she perceives like this big change to where when my brothers came home, like, and they had a really rough childhood before they were adopted, like really bad. And my mom's been kind of cagey.
How old were they when they were adopted?
I think like 1. They were still very young, and they had
okay.
gone through some horrible stuff.
Okay.
Again, like she's never really come out and said a whole lot, and I think I've even stopped her, like, hey, that's, I don't want it to taint how I remember anything, but they had gone through hell basically, and so they were like really fussy, like to an extreme, like they were not happy. So she thinks that transition like changed the dynamic and turned me into like it's less happy or go lucky kid.
Absolutely.
And I was like, and obviously I can't go back into my brain at that age, but I don't remember that being the cause of anything negative.
It probably definitely changed the dynamic of the household, but like that's to be
that's
expected
natural,
when you bring in. What was it that made her want to adopt 2 kids?
If you had me as your youngest kid, you're like, okay, I got to try again. This ain't it.
Well,
I got to end on a high note.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I assume like she gave birth to her other children. So
Yeah.
what was it that made her be like, no, I'm going to adopt?
Well, she had 2 miscarriages that were relatively late. So she felt like she was meant to have a certain amount of
2?
kids. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Tragic.
She made up
Interesting's
for
not
that.
yeah, exactly.
No. I'm saying like, so she meant she was supposed to have 2 more kids, not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow,
She
she
made
had
5.
2 miscarriages. Like, that's not
If
what I
I'm
meant.
pregnant, I'm going to raise a kid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So I think that was probably part of the equation.
Interesting.
Both my parents love kids. So I think they just loved having like young kids. I have my own kid. I don't understand the vibe.
Oh yes, I want to talk to you about this because we haven't had a new parent on. We've only had.
Would you slap your baby for $5 million?
In the face? Yeah. No. God, that's even a tougher question. I bet you'd find more parents that are willing to punch their kid than you'd find kids willing to punch their parents, because parents.
Depends what neighborhood you go to.
That's true. Maybe I'm just like recency bias, but I feel like kids put their parents through way more than parents put their kids through. Maybe that also could be a factor.
Depends.
I had an easy life.
Yeah. Again,
it
depends.
That's by being homeschooled, I was sheltered from meeting probably 95% of the people I was supposed to meet in my early years. Okay. So you miss out on everyone's trauma, everyone's racism, everyone's all these bad things. But you also miss out on friendships and all that. But so I thought you
were going to go to public school as a ginger. So that's.
As a what?
Don't
ginger.
say that. Oh, he's not ginger.
Oh, a ginger. No, not ginger. Thank you, Tess. Appreciate it.
That's a very sore subject for
I'm
Adam.
so
when
sorry.
I had hair, it was brown. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So not a ginger.
It's only his beard that is red.
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't grow this out till like after college.
So half.
Yeah. Well, high school, I would no way I was gonna have a beard. But
The amount of times I've heard somebody call you a ginger and you have had to say that, like, when I had hair, it was brown.
yeah. So
Okay, now I know.
I'm a day walker at maximum.
Okay.
But yeah. So I missed out on all that stuff, and so when I got into the world, I started hearing about all these tragedies and all these. Literally, the worst thing that happened to me as like 20 or younger was that one relationship. That was by far, and I thought this was insane. I thought this was like a once in a lifetime. Nobody else has to deal with this kind of pain, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And no, the world has a ton of that. And
so when you started comedy, were you like, oh my god, like people are fucked up?
Even like so, it's a constant thing throughout my life. It's like,
especially when he met you.
yeah, I was like, this P.E. Dabbles is cool, but that Tesco he hangs out with.
Oh my god, why would you bring that name up?
That's how I met you.
I know.
But God bless that P.E. Dabbles. Anyway, I used to tease her about him all the time, and she hated it.
I did, because people thought I started comedy because we were friends.
No, it's
but
because y'all were dating.
he
told me that in confidence.
Ew. I never touched that man.
I'm joking.
Anything. No, he was there the very first night I did an open mic, and he just like kind of clung on to me, and then I was like, oh, like a friend in comedy, and then it just got really weird after that.
Right.
It's okay. He's not allowed around anymore.
Oh yeah, he's canceled for one of the few times. Well, not a few times, but one of the times that truly probably a good thing. He was a bit of a creep. Anyway, made good chicken wings.
But because he had an air fryer?
Yeah, I didn't even know what air fryer was back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I've gotten older, there's constantly like reminders that the world is a lot darker than I thought. And getting into comedy and seeing how many broken people there are in comedy was also, another one of those steps. Like, man, some people have it really rough out there. So my parents were like big into this one group. I don't know if it's still around. It's called Discovery, and like they do like self-help. It's like a conference where everyone goes and like heals all their traumas. It's kind of a psychology thing, but like on steroids.
Okay.
And so my parents, my
But
dad
also
got
religious?
no,
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
religious.
Okay.
I think Dr. Phil had some kind of connection to it at some point. I could be completely wrong, but I know, calm down.
Like, sounds evil.
Yeah, I see her hackles are getting up, but
He's literally going on ice raids, you guys.
well, somebody's got to. Anyway, I'm joking. I'm just saying. I'm trying to
we
see
don't
like,
agree.
how worked up I can get Tess in an hour span. But so my dad went actually first because my dad had a lot of trauma that he was raised. His mom with like tons of divorces. His dad died really young. Like he had pretty rough. I wouldn't say a relatively rough childhood.
Okay.
And so he went through it and like it helped him a ton. So good, bad, or indifferent, whatever you say about the course, it did help him a lot.
Something resonated.
Right.
For him.
And so he got my mom to do it, helped her a lot. And then like, hey, they wanted all the kids to go through it too. So I went there and I had the least amount of problems of anyone there. I felt like, I felt so bad for wasting any time.
You're like, actually, I think I should be teaching this.
I'm like, well, everyone there, like not everyone, but like 90% of the people there had like horrific life stories.
It's like being at an AA meeting because you got one DUI and everyone else there is like, I sold my kid.
Exactly. That's 100% what it was. And I was like, this is horrific. And that was the biggest, like, there's a lot of evil out there and people are going through a lot, like psychology and needs to be invested in. Just make it free, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it gave you some gratitude for
for sure.
your upbringing.
Yeah, because like I always resented the fact that I was homeschooled because I loved sports and like wanted to have friends. I wanted to play sports, all of that. So I resent it, and to this day, I still will refuse to homeschool my kid. Like it's not even an option. No matter how fucked up the world gets, still not homeschooling her. But as I get older, I get more of an appreciation for how lucky I was to have developed my personality before realizing the world is so fucked up. Because it allows you to not be as jaded. And when I meet somebody, I err on the side of, oh, they're probably a good person. And I'm not like, oh, how are they going to find out how evil they are, kind of a thing. So when you see how so many people have gone through it, then you had an easy life. Like, you're like, man. So as much as I don't enjoy homeschooling or didn't enjoy the process, who knows what my life would have been like if I hadn't. And
your mom was your teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
For all 5 kids?
Yeah.
That's
She was
wild.
kind of. You can't teach 5 kids at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
basically teach yourself.
Some
to a
teachers
degree.
teach 20 at once, but
Well, yeah, of different
you're
grades.
all different levels.
Yeah, our
and
mom
stuff.
taught 30 at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all the same grade. That's rookie stuff. You gotta be able to bounce around.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's doing something different.
That's wild. Was there like online programs you guys were working with?
No, this was before. Like we got the internet. I'm not exaggerating. When I was, I think, 14, 15.
Okay.
That's when it came out.
That dates you.
Yeah,
not the
exactly.
Austin Powers thing.
You
Yeah.
remember when the internet dropped.
Yeah, I remember when Napster came out. Like that was when I discovered music. So we only listened to KSBJ, which if you're listening and you're not from Houston, that's the local Christian radio station. I know you've never put it on the radio, so
I've
No,
heard it
but
in other people's cars.
I have too. I've been surprised as to which cars I've heard it in.
I'm like, ew.
this is a universal truism. If there is a KSBJ bumper sticker, that car is a piece of shit. Like if God and like their slogan is God listens. I'm like, not to you apparently. Driving your hoopty around Houston, it's like broken on the side of the road. It's like
Any car that has a lot of bumper stickers
Big red
is a
flag.
shitty car.
For sure.
And I know that because I, at one point, had a lot of bumper stickers on it was all like very liberal bumper stickers.
You don't have to make excuses for
And,
your
like-
horrible choices.
I-
They were
no,
coexist. It was just a bunch of coexist stickers.
It wasn't that. No, I
Hannah's
literally
judging
had,
you right now. I could feel her looking at you like, I did not know my sister was a bumper
No,
sticker.
she
No,
was around for it.
I don't remember the stickers.
I have a photo of it somewhere, but like I had a lot of stickers from Planned Parenthood because I was an intern for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also had a sticker that literally just said abortion in a heart.
I don't want those stickers on my car because I don't want someone to key my car.
Mm-hmm. It's a very real possibility on both sides of that topic.
Me back then would have loved that. I would have been like, yeah, fucks, you can't handle this shit.
That'll show them with your 2x3 sticker.
Yeah.
That'll change some hearts and minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I stand with Planned Parenthood. I love repo rights, feminist AF. Like it was,
Okay.
yeah.
And yet you have a joke about like, oh, I should wanted this feminism's gone too far, or is that somebody else? Like, why can't I be? Chill?
I used to have a joke like that where I was like, I don't want to pay for everything.
Right,
like
right.
I would like a man to pay for this, and I'm like, wow, maybe I'm not a feminist. Or I used to think I was a feminist. Turns out I was just comfortable. That was my line.
That's what it was.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, what is it like to be a new parent? I know we're running
Tell
a little
us.
low on time, but yeah, what has that been like?
Super easy.
Okay.
Really?
So your wife's doing a lot.
No, she does nothing at all. No,
Is
No.
the baby okay?
no. I will say this.
Super cute baby, by the way.
She is adorable.
insanely cute.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like you have to say that about everyone's kid, but for mine, it's
No.
actually true.
She wouldn't say it if
I don't
She
tell
would just
people
not
their
say
babies
it.
are cute if they're not.
This kid is adorable.
I just go, oh,
Yeah. Oh, bless her heart.
baby.
there she is. Yeah.
All right,
That's your kid.
So it's easy in the aspect that it's not like hard. Like it's not mentally hard. It is just super time consuming. Like all of your hobbies are out the window for the first year plus. Like
How old is she?
she's 9 months,
Okay.
or she's about to be 9 months. But yeah, we've been lucky because again, kind of my life has been super easy so
Yeah,
far.
just knocking
And
on
people
wood.
listening are like, fuck this guy. It hasn't been insanely like, incredible. I haven't traveled the world. I haven't done all this, but I've had no major traumas.
So you've had a mid-life.
Yeah, it's been a very relaxing life, a very
That's good.
chill life.
You probably did something really great in your past life.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking that.
and
Yeah.
they're
You
like,
have
let's
some-
give him an easy.
Some good karma.
Yeah.
Or maybe
for now, it's
maybe
been
the
easy.
really bad shit that's going to happen to you is going to be later.
Yeah, it's a
See,
very
that's what I worry about all the time.
Why
like
worry?
Something bad's gonna happen later on.
the other shoes. See, again, probably because the easy or relatively chaos free, or I wouldn't even say chaos free, but like tragedy free life has jaded my perception of the world. Where I'm like, it's because every problem that comes along, like, oh, it'll work out. It'll work out.
That's
So we were in the
great.
hospital.
That's the difference between having a relatively easy life as a man versus a woman.
Yeah. Well, we were in the hospital when Poppy was being born, and they found out like there was like a time where like their like heart rate dropped and stuff like that. So she actually had like a cord like wrapped around her, and like they pressed this button, and I'm not exaggerating, 20 nurses come into the room, and it was like they were freaking out. Like, we got to get the baby to move. And I was like, just calm. I was like, oh, it'll work out. It's going to work out. And my wife was like freaking out. And then whenever they got her moved to where like got I guess caught, and like they all leave the room, it's back to normal. My wife was like losing it, understandably.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
That's good. It's good to have one person in the coupleship that is like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then one person gets to be able to freak out. The other one's going to keeps you calm, because if
Or-
you're both
yeah.
freaking out, then it's like, what the fuck are you even doing in the room? Get out.
Right.
I feel like I'd be mad if I was giving birth and freaking out, and my partner was like freaking out just as hard. I'd be like, you
Right.
need to chill out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how my life has always been. And I always feel comfortable in like what are somewhat dangerous situations, which is probably going to bite me in the butt eventually. But like, I've never been like, oh, you can't go to that part of town, or oh, you can't do that. 'Cause I'm like, it's always worked out. Like, why worry?
Okay.
Which,
You're also a white man.
right. I've been told that.
Yeah.
I don't see color. So no. I'm joking.
Yeah.
So is there anything from your mom that you were like, I'm going to take this and bring it into my parenthood now that I have
Yeah,
a
the
child?
acceptingness, hopefully like the goofiness, the joy. My singing is terrible. My mom had like, I still remember my mom singing to us, and like I had to like convince her to like sing in the church. I was like, your voice is so perfect. You gotta sing at the church, and she did, and like, she
And you
loved it.
can rap at your kid.
Yeah, I can't do that either. But like, yeah, just that kind of like the joy, I would say, bringing that, which I'm not like the most energetic or goofy person by nature. I'm pretty monotone and just kind of chill. So I'm ramping up my goofiness,
Okay.
which the
You
kid
gotta,
brings it out of
Kind
you.
of hype yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you gotta
with
like
that,
work yourself up before you go in the house.
Yeah.
let's see what else. Just love, joy. There's certain things that I will definitely bring and certain things I will definitely avoid. But again, I've heard and I've listened to y'all's episodes. Like some of these people are so harsh on their parents. I feel so bad. I'm like, oh, I had a great mom. So.
Well, some of them went through bad
Right.
moms.
Yeah. Oh,
Bless you.
sorry.
Bless you.
How is she as a grandma?
She's good. She wants to see the kid a lot, but she's in like relatively poor health, I would say. So she's like can't get around very well. So she can't like babysit. She can't put her up and down, but she loves coming over with the kid. Like I said, both my parents love kids. Yeah. So
Great. So
everything's
your
going
life's
good.
perfect and
Not perfect, just not tragic. I feel like,
Yeah.
but like I said, if I were to talk to a kid and stuff like that, and it's like, hey, do this, it will work out for you. Life's easy if you just do the work. They're like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
my
I'm
mom's
going through
an
some shit.
alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're doing a Big Brother.
yeah, they're like, my
program.
dad left. He's on
Yeah.
crack.
Right.
You're like,
So probably best I didn't end
but
up
it'll
doing
all
that.
work out.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, you just need to do your homework though, and you'll be fine.
Well, so if I could go back and do college again, I would have gone into like psychology, but I feel like that I would be too practical to just
You'd be like, just be happy.
yeah, like oh, you don't need that medicine, just be happy. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm a true believer in medicine.
That's good. Is there anything you want to plug before we finish out of here?
Oh, yeah. Our
go-
camera's about to
You
run
have
out.
less than a minute.
Go get somebody pregnant. It'll work out.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Where can the people find you?
They can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Adam Radliff is the only person with that name out there. So it's
Radliff, not Radcliffe.
yeah, not the Harry Potter name.
Okay.
Yeah, no C's, no T's, no E's.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Adam.
Hey, thanks for
Thank
having me.
you.
Loved having you on.
Love you, Mom.
All right. We'll see you next Thursday. Bye, guys.
Bye.